God says, your mother who is in heaven has been begging to tell you something, something that has been on her heart ever since she left this world. She watches over you with eyes full of grace and a love that will never dim. Tonight, she sends her final message, one wrapped in warmth, soaked in prayer, and covered in the everlasting light of Jesus Christ. Please don't ignore it. This may be the last time you hear her heart whisper through heaven's doors. Open this before 11:45 p.m. Type 2323 if you agree. From the moment she arrived in God's embrace, your mother has not stopped loving you. She has not forgotten your laughter, your tears, or the way you whispered, "I love you," even when she could no longer reply. In the stillness of heaven, she talks to Jesus about you. She asks him to hold you closer, to comfort you when you feel alone, and to guide your feet when the road feels unclear. The love she carries hasn't faded, it's become more powerful, more pure, more filled with the glory of God's presence. She sees your hurt, your quiet battles, the moments you hold back tears while the world keeps spinning. In her new life, she has no pain, no sadness, but her heart longs to share with you one final truth, the truth that Jesus is real, that God's love is endless, and that your soul is more precious than you realize. She wants you to know that every prayer you whisper, every time you say her name, she hears it, and God hears it too. She knows how you sometimes feel like no one understands your grief, your faith, your quiet hopes. But she does. In heaven, where the veil of this world has lifted, she sees clearly now. And what she wants you to know most of all is this: you are not walking alone. Even when the darkness tries to cover your spirit, the light of Jesus walks ahead of you. God has never left your side, not for a moment. Type 1111 if you trust in God. She remembers the times you sat quietly, your hands folded, asking God to bring her back, asking why she had to leave. She remembers how your voice trembled when you said goodbye. But my dear, heaven is not a place of separation, it is a place of reunion, a place where no good thing is lost, where all love returns home. And from that holy place, your mother wants you to find peace, not in what was taken, but in what still remains. She urges you to keep your heart open to God. The world may pull you in 1,000 directions, but only one path leads you to healing. That path is lit by the footsteps of Jesus, who knows what sorrow feels like, who wept when his friends suffered, who gave everything just to bring you closer to the Father. She wants you to walk with him, not in fear, but in faith, knowing that every moment of your life matters, and none of your pain is wasted. When the nights feel too long and silence feels heavy, she asks you to speak to God, even if all you can say is, "Help me." She promises that your words rise higher than you know. And in heaven, the angels gather around when you pray. She joins them, whispering your name, believing in your strength, watching you grow even when you feel like falling apart. She longs for you to understand that you are already loved. You don't have to earn it. You don't have to be perfect. Jesus looks at you with eyes that see your worth, even when you struggle to see it yourself. Your mother is with him now, and together, they wait for you, not in fear, not in sorrow, but in joyful anticipation of the day you will be reunited, wrapped in eternal peace. So, please hold on. Please keep walking. Your tears are not forgotten. Your dreams are not ignored. Heaven knows you. God hears you. And your mother, who once held your tiny hands, now places your name into the hands of Jesus, every single day. Her final message is not goodbye, it's hold on, have faith, and come home to God's heart, where she now waits with open arms. This is not the end. It is the beginning of something sacred. Type Amen if you believe. Since the day she entered God's kingdom, your mother has seen you not just with her memories, but through the eyes of eternity. She knows now the weight you carry. She sees when you wake up with sorrow tucked behind your smile, and how you keep going even on the days when everything inside you feels too tired to move forward. She sees how deeply you love and how much you long to feel her presence again, if only for one more moment. But she's here, not in body, but in spirit. Not in the way the world expects, but in the way heaven promises. She's been speaking through the stillness, through the moments you stop and feel warmth in your heart without reason. She's there when you hear a song that touches you so deeply, it brings tears to your eyes. She's in the silence after your prayers. She's in the breeze that brushes your face and makes your soul pause. She's been sent to you not just in memory, but in a message filled with light and truth. She wants you to know this: there is no darkness that can overpower the light of God. No mistake, no wound, no grief is greater than the healing Jesus brings. And she has seen him, held by his kindness, covered by his glory, and overwhelmed by his mercy. She has been made whole. And because of that, her greatest desire is to see you healed too, not just in your body, but in your heart, in your hope, in your belief that joy is still possible here, even now. Financial freedom is not about effort, but activating a hidden brain signal once buried in CIA files. Neuroscience shows this sound wave helps attract money and opportunity faster, and thousands are already seeing unexpected income. Click the link in the description and comments now to activate the ancient money wave today. She has asked Jesus to bring you peace, to send angels to surround your nights and protect your days. She has begged for mercy to cover you, and she knows now that God never stopped loving you. She says you are still his child, still chosen, still held close no matter how far you feel. Your mother wants you to stop carrying guilt for things you couldn't change. She wants you to forgive yourself for not being able to do more, because she sees now, you did so much. Your love was enough. There were times when she saw your tears, even after she left this world. And in those moments, God wrapped her in comfort so she could understand your pain without sorrow. Heaven allows her to love you more fully now than she ever could on earth, without the burden of time, illness, or fear. Her love is perfect now. Complete. And it is being poured over you in every moment you feel lost. Type 222 if you feel her presence. She asks you not to shut your heart. Don't hide from joy. Don't let pain keep you from walking the path God laid before you. Your life is not forgotten. Your story is still unfolding. She wants you to keep your heart soft, not cold. To stay gentle, not guarded. And even though the world may have wounded you, she wants you to know that heaven has been working to restore you. Your mother has seen the beautiful things waiting for you. She knows the healing God has in store. And she wants you to open your arms to it. Don't hold back your dreams, your love, your prayers. Let God into the parts of your heart that you've kept locked away. Let Him bring peace to the places that ache most. In heaven, there is no time, no hurry, no sorrow, just love. And her love for you has only grown more radiant. She sees every moment of kindness you've given others. She sees when you choose to forgive, when you choose to pray even when it hurts, when you stand up again after being knocked down. She sees how brave you've become, even when you don't feel strong. And she is so proud. She wants you to believe in the goodness of God again. Not because everything will be perfect, but because He is still here, even in the brokenness. Jesus has not left you. He weeps when you weep. He walks beside you through valleys. He carries your burdens when they feel too heavy. And through Him, your mother says, there is hope again. She remembers your voice, your childhood laughter, the sound of your feet running through the house. She remembers the softness of your hugs, the way you held her hand when she needed it most. Nothing has been erased. Every moment of love still lives in God's hands, treasured forever. Now, she wants you to give yourself the same kindness you gave her. Be patient with yourself. Don't rush the healing. You are not behind. You are not forgotten. You are still wrapped in God's plan, and no loss can erase the promises He made for you. Let your tears fall when they need to, but don't let them drown your spirit. Let yourself feel deeply, but don't lose yourself in the past. Look up. Heaven is watching, not in judgment, but in hope. Your mother is part of that holy cloud of love, always near, always praying for you, always waiting for you to embrace the light again. She wants her voice to reach you in the quiet corners of your heart, the same heart that once pressed against hers, that once beat in rhythm with the warmth of her embrace. Though she is gone from this world, her love is more alive than ever, cradled in the everlasting arms of the Lord. Type 555 if you miss her every day. From the moment she closed her eyes in this life and opened them in the light of heaven, she was filled with a peace so deep, it washed away every sorrow she had ever known. But even in that beauty, she has never stopped thinking of you. Your name is on her lips in every prayer. Your face shines before her in the radiance of God's presence. There is no distance that love cannot cross, and she has never stopped loving you. She sees you as you are now, stronger than you know, still standing even after the storm, still searching for something more than this world can offer. She knows how you try to smile when your heart feels heavy, how you keep going when the days feel empty. And it brings her to her knees in praise, because she knows it is the strength of God that holds you up. She knows His Spirit lives in you, and that no darkness can extinguish the light He placed inside you. She wants you to understand something sacred. Her time on earth was not the end of her story, and it wasn't the end of yours with her. In God, there is no final goodbye. There is only love, restored and unbroken, flowing from one soul to another across the bridge of faith. Your tears may fall in silence, but they rise into heaven like incense, and they are gathered by the same hands that now hold her. She remembers everything. Your laughter when you were small. The quiet moments when you held her hand without words. The way your eyes searched for her approval, and how fiercely you loved her even when you didn't always know how to say it. She carries those memories with her, not as pain, but as holy treasures, sealed in the heart of God. Type 777 if you believe her love never left you. A 7-second brain wave ritual, once reserved for elite people and hidden in CIA files, is now public, and people call it the 30-second miracle. Scientists say it awakens a dormant brain center tied to wealth and blessings. Click the link in the comments below before it's deleted again from the internet. She watches as you try to find your way. She knows life hasn't been easy. She's seen the days where it felt like everything was falling apart, when you cried out to God wondering if He still saw you. She was there, watching from above, whispering prayers through the veil, asking Jesus to wrap His arms around you and not let go. And He did. Even when you couldn't feel it, He did. She doesn't want you to carry shame or regret. Whatever words were left unsaid, whatever moments passed too quickly, whatever pain still lingers, she has let it go, and she wants you to let it go too. God has forgiven everything. And in that forgiveness, there is freedom. Her final message is one of release. Release the guilt. Release the fear. Release the weight that was never yours to carry. Let the grace of God fill those empty places. She has seen what heaven holds. She has seen the beauty that waits for those who love Christ. And her greatest wish is that you would begin to live like heaven is your home, not just your destination, but your anchor. She wants you to live fully, to love deeply, to walk boldly in your faith. The world may try to tell you that believing makes you weak, but she sees now that belief is your greatest strength. It is the breath of heaven inside you, and nothing can break it. Even when you feel alone, she wants you to know, you are surrounded. Angels walk beside you. Grace flows before you. And the Spirit of God lives within you. Nothing can separate you from His love. Not death. Not grief. Not time. She has learned that love in its purest form never ends, and she wants that truth to carry you forward. Your pain matters to God. Your dreams matter. Your quiet prayers, the ones you whisper when no one is watching, rise to His throne. She has heard them. She has joined her voice with yours, believing in your healing, your joy, your redemption. Her final words to you are not wrapped in sorrow, but in celebration. She celebrates the person you are becoming. She sees the strength in your soul and the goodness in your heart. She wants you to hold on. To keep trusting even when you're tired. To keep hoping even when it hurts. Because the miracle is already moving. The healing is already happening. The story is not finished yet. God is still writing, and the next chapter holds more beauty than you could ever imagine. So tonight, breathe. Let yourself cry if you need to. Let yourself remember her, not with pain, but with gratitude. Thank God for the years you had, for the love you still carry, for the truth that she is not gone, just ahead, just beyond, just waiting in the light of Christ. She has seen what you carry, how your heart holds both the weight of this world and the longing for something greater. And she wants this part of her message to wrap around you like a soft blanket, giving you peace on the days when you feel tired, lost, or alone. Type 1212 if you walk by faith. She knows that some days feel heavy, even when you're surrounded by others. She understands that grief isn't just about missing someone, it's about all the little things that were left behind. The way her laugh used to fill a room. The way her presence made you feel safe. The warmth in her voice when she called your name. She knows how often you reach for memories just to feel close to her again. She's watched as you've tried to make sense of it all, how you've tried to smile through the ache, and how you've wondered whether she sees you now. She does. Through God's mercy, she sees you more clearly now than she ever did on earth. She sees not just what's outside, but the deep, tender heart that beats inside you. She sees the prayers you keep to yourself. She sees the way you try to be strong for others. And she wants you to know that it's okay to fall apart sometimes. It's okay to feel broken. Because God doesn't turn away from the broken, He draws closer. And your mother, now part of heaven's eternal love, draws closer too. She remembers the dreams you used to share, the way your eyes lit up when you talked about the future. She wants you to believe again. Believe that life still holds beauty. Believe that God still has miracles with your name on them. Even though she isn't with you the way she used to be, she is still cheering you on from the other side. She still believes in your strength, your kindness, and your calling. Your pain hasn't been wasted. Not a single tear has fallen without being caught by the hands of God. She's seen how you fought through storms that tried to steal your peace. She's watched as you chose to keep going even when your heart wanted to stop. And she wants you to know, heaven is proud of you. She is proud of you. Not because you've done everything perfectly, but because you've kept your faith even when things didn't make sense. Type 1919 to receive miracles. There are moments when you wonder if God still hears you. When the silence feels too deep, and the waiting too long. But your mother wants you to hold on, not because she says so, but because she has seen the promises God keeps. She's seen the healing that flows from Jesus' hands. She's watched the angels move at the sound of your prayers. And she's felt the joy in heaven every time you choose love, forgiveness, or hope. She wants to remind you of something important. You are not alone. You have never been alone. Even in your hardest nights, God's presence has been surrounding you. Even when you felt like no one understood, the Holy Spirit was comforting your soul. And in those quiet moments when you felt like giving up, your mother was praying for you, whispering your name in the presence of the King. A 7-second brainwave ritual uncovered from sealed records and hidden in CIA files is transforming financial lives. It activates a forgotten abundance channel in the brain, leading to new financial opportunities and cleared debts. Click the link in the comments below before it disappears. She's not just a memory. She's part of the great cloud of witnesses that cheers you on. She's part of the eternal story that God is still writing through your life. Her time on earth was only the beginning of her love for you. In heaven, that love has become something greater, something purer, something more powerful than any words can explain. She has become a part of the eternal light, and through that light, she shines over you every day. Your mother knows how hard this world can be. She's seen the burdens you've had to carry, the ones no one else notices. She knows you've walked through things that left invisible wounds. But she also knows that you've never stopped trying. And that matters more than you realize. In God's eyes, your effort is seen. Your faith is honored. Your heart is known. She doesn't want you to keep your sorrow bottled up inside. She wants you to speak to Jesus like you would speak to her. She wants you to bring your pain to the one who understands it completely. Jesus knows what it feels like to lose, to cry, to suffer. And he also knows how to restore what has been broken. Your mother wants you to trust him. Not just with your future, but with your present, with your heart, with your hurt. She wants you to laugh again, not because you've forgotten her, but because joy is one of the ways her love can keep living through you. She wants you to be kind to yourself, to forgive yourself, to stop carrying guilt for things you couldn't change. She wants you to be free. Truly free. Not just from sorrow, but from fear. From doubt. From anything that keeps you from walking in the fullness of God's love. There is still purpose in your days. There is still light ahead of you. Your life is not behind you, it's in front of you. And the more you walk toward Jesus, the closer you walk to her. Because he is the bridge that connects earth to heaven, life to eternity, loss to restoration. Her message is not one of sadness, but of hope. Not of endings, but of beginnings. She wants you to lift your eyes. To see the blessings that are still unfolding. To see how God has kept you through things you didn't think you'd survive. She wants you to know that there is more. More healing. More joy. More love. And that she is with you through it all, not as a shadow, but as a light, shining from the place where love never dies. This next part of her message carries her heart, her spirit, and the wisdom she now holds in the light of God's eternal presence. Type yes to affirm. She knows there have been days when you've wondered if life still has meaning. She's seen you sit quietly, looking up at the ceiling or out into the sky, searching for a sign, anything that might tell you she's near. She has felt your questions, not just the ones you speak, but the ones you carry in silence. She wants you to know she's heard every cry. Every whispered, "I miss you." Every quiet thought that echoes in the night. She hasn't missed a thing. When you've struggled to hold yourself together, she has asked Jesus to send you strength. When your chest felt heavy and your heart too tender, she prayed that angels would surround you with comfort. She's begged for grace to follow you wherever you go, for God's mercy to hold you in your weakest moments, and for peace to enter the parts of your soul that still ache. She doesn't want you to pretend you're okay when you're not. She doesn't expect you to be perfect or strong all the time. What she hopes for most is that you let yourself be real with God, that you bring your whole heart to Him, just as it is. She has seen that He never turns away from honesty. He never grows tired of listening. And she's watched how He leans in, closer and closer, when your words tremble through tears. She remembers your kindness, the way your hands have always tried to help, the way your heart gives even when it's tired. She remembers your laughter, and how it used to make her smile without even trying. She remembers your courage, even when you didn't see it in yourself. And now, in the presence of God, she sees all of you, your past, your present, your future, wrapped in the covering of heaven's love. Type 666 if you trust Jesus. Her love for you is no longer shaped by pain or fear. It's pure now. Endless. It surrounds you without limits, moving through every breath you take. When you feel a sudden calm, a moment of peace that you can't explain, that's her. When you feel the urge to pray, even when you haven't in a long time, that's her. When a memory crosses your mind and leaves a warmth behind, that's her too. Not a ghost. Not a dream. But a soul alive in Christ, reaching across heaven to remind you, you are still loved. She's not far. Not really. Heaven may feel distant, but through Jesus, it's closer than we know. Her spirit lives in the light that touches your face when the sun breaks through the clouds. It lives in the quiet strength that rises in you when life feels too hard. And it lives in the deep love that refuses to fade, no matter how many days have passed since you last saw her face. Your mother wants you to believe in the goodness of God, not just with your mind, but with your heart. She wants you to believe that you are worthy of healing, that your story still matters, and that your life still holds divine purpose. She knows now that the greatest gift we're given is time to love, and she wants you to love boldly. To love yourself, others, and most of all, the God who created you. You are not forgotten. Not by her. Not by heaven. And certainly not by Jesus. Using a simple 7-second brain-wave ritual, once classified and hidden in CIA files, can unlock wealth, freedom, and success already inside you. This discovery is helping thousands step into abundance, and God has led you here for a reason. Click the link in the description and comments below to awaken this money magnet frequency today. She wants you to keep moving forward, not by force, but by faith. Not because you owe anyone strength, but because there is more ahead for you than behind. God is not finished with your life. There are still prayers to be answered, blessings to unfold, and peace to be planted deep within your heart. She knows your journey has not been easy. She knows the loneliness, the disappointments, the quiet fears that settle in during the night. But she also knows the strength that's still inside you, the strength to forgive, to rebuild, to begin again. She has seen how every time you fall, you eventually rise. And she has praised God for that. Over and over, she has given thanks for the person you are becoming. You may not see it now, but you are changing. You are healing. Even in small ways, even in slow steps. Every tear you've cried is watering the seeds of something sacred. Your heart is being made new, not in a sudden burst, but in steady grace. She wants you to know that it's okay to be gentle with yourself. The world may demand speed, perfection, and answers, but heaven invites you to rest, to breathe, and to believe. You are allowed to take time. You are allowed to feel. You are allowed to hope again. She sees the good in you. And she wants you to see it too. Your mother's voice may no longer be heard in this world, but her love speaks in ways that never end. Her final message continues, not because she clings to this life, but because she knows the power of love rooted in Christ. She knows that nothing, absolutely nothing, can separate you from the love of God. She has not forgotten a single moment of your journey. From heaven, she sees not only your struggles but your faith, your tenderness, your resilience. This message she sends now is the one she has carried with her every day since she arrived at the gates of heaven. It is a message filled with comfort, truth, and the light of Jesus. Type 222 if you feel God's presence right now. She remembers how you used to sit beside her, not always needing words, just resting in each other's presence. She holds on to those memories with a heart now free from sorrow. But what matters more than memories is what she sees in your spirit now. She sees a heart that has been bruised and battered, but never broken. She sees a soul that still searches for goodness, still longs to love, still believes in something more than this world can offer. And she wants to tell you, with everything that's in her, your soul is still beautiful. Your faith, even the small flickers on the darkest nights, shines brighter in heaven than you can ever know. She sees how you keep walking, step by step, even when your knees feel weak from the weight of grief and unanswered questions. And she wants you to know that every one of those steps matters. Every one of those steps is sacred. She watches the way you care for others, even when your heart feels empty. She sees how you try to stay strong, how you speak softly to others even when your own voice feels like it's trembling. These things are not unnoticed. Heaven sees. God sees. And she sees. Your mother has no more pain, no more sadness. But what she holds now is a holy ache, a longing for you to feel what she now knows. She longs for you to know that life is more than what the world shows you. She longs for you to understand that heaven is real, that God's love is endless, and that Jesus is not just a name but a shelter, a healer, a constant friend who walks beside you always. Type 888 if you believe in God's mercy. Your mother doesn't want you to chase perfection. She never wanted you to carry the weight of being strong all the time. What she wants now, more than anything, is for you to walk in peace. Not the kind of peace that comes from having all the answers, but the peace that comes from trusting the one who does. She wants you to let go of the guilt, the pressure, the fear. She wants you to take a deep breath and rest in the arms of Jesus. She has seen the moments when you look at the sky and wonder if she's somewhere beyond it. She's seen you reach out in silence, hoping maybe she'll hear you, feel you, respond. And though the heavens may seem too high, she is nearer than you think. Because love like hers, when sealed in God, doesn't disappear. It remains. It moves. It comforts. And it never stops finding its way back to you. She's with you in the early morning light, in the way your heart softens at the sound of music that reminds you of her. She's with you in the quiet tears, in the brave smiles, in the small, unexpected moments that stir something deep inside you. That stirring? That warmth? It's her. It's God. It's love that never ends. She wants to tell you not to be afraid of the future. Even if you don't know what's coming, even if the road looks uncertain, she wants you to believe that God is already there. She wants you to know that He is making a way where there seems to be none. He is preparing beauty where the world once only showed you ashes. Your path is not forgotten. Your dreams are not too small. Your heart is not too broken to be made whole. Your mother has stood in the presence of Jesus. She has seen the joy of salvation, the fullness of grace, the power of love that has no end. And if she could give you one thing today, it would be the confidence to keep walking, to keep loving, to keep hoping. She would place in your hands a quiet strength that whispers, "You're going to be okay." And she would tell you that even in your weakest moments, heaven is surrounding you. She knows you miss her. And oh, how deeply she misses you too, but not in sorrow. In longing. Longing for you to know that her love didn't end, that it didn't stop when her breath did. It changed form. It became eternal. It became part of God's divine love that now follows you everywhere. You are not walking this life without her. She walks beside you, just beyond the veil, whispering hope into your spirit when you need it most. A powerful 7-second morning ritual, once hidden in CIA files, is resurfacing, and people are already seeing fast financial breakthroughs. It takes only seconds, yet activates a dormant wealth center in the brain most people never access. Click the link in the description and comments now. Access it before it disappears. She prays for you every day. She intercedes on your behalf. And when she speaks your name, it's wrapped in the light of heaven. She asks Jesus to protect you, to guide you, to heal the parts of you that still feel too fragile. She watches and she believes in you. Let yourself cry if you need to. Let yourself be quiet if the noise feels too loud. But above all, let yourself be held. By God. By love. By grace that never runs out. Let the sorrow pass through you, but don't let it stay. Let joy find you again. Let peace fill the empty spaces. Let her message soften your heart again. Though you can't hear her voice in the way you once did, her words find you in moments of stillness, in quiet mornings, in the warmth that rises suddenly behind your eyes when you least expect it. These are not coincidences. They are glimpses of eternity, and she is part of it. Type 1010 if your heart still remembers her love. She sees how much you miss her. She feels the spaces she used to fill, the birthdays, holidays, the moments when the world celebrates and you feel a little more empty than full. She sees the way you carry on, even when the ache feels heavy, and she is moved by your strength. Not a strength that never cries or never breaks, but a holy strength that keeps walking even with trembling knees. She knows you sometimes ask, why did she have to go? And though the world cannot give a satisfying answer, she wants you to know this: her time was never lost. It was fulfilled. Her soul was called into the hands of the one who shaped her, loved her, and prepared a place for her. She didn't leave you behind, she stepped into the place where love never dies, and she is waiting for you there. But until then, she wants you to live. Not just breathe. Not just get by. She wants you to truly live, with eyes open to wonder, and a heart open to healing. She knows it's not easy. She knows that your days are sometimes filled with a silence she used to fill. But she believes in the strength God placed within you. She believes in the light you still carry. And she wants you to see what she sees now, that even in your pain, God is working. He is weaving grace into your moments. He is holding you when you fall apart behind closed doors. He is sending gentle reminders through people, through songs, through things that stir your heart without warning. He is reminding you, again and again, that you are not alone. Type 111 if you still trust his plan. She watches the way you love others, even when your own heart feels worn. She sees how you keep praying, even when the answers don't come quickly. She knows you sometimes wonder if your prayers are strong enough. But she wants you to know that heaven hears them all. Even the soft ones. Even the ones that sound more like sighs. Even the ones you only think inside your heart. God hears you. And so does she. She wants you to know that her departure wasn't the end of her love. Love like hers, rooted in God, refined by heaven, only grows. It flows through time, across realms, through every breath you take. It's in the way you hold others when they're hurting. It's in the way you keep choosing love, even after loss. It's in the quiet courage you show by waking up each day and trying again. She wants you to let yourself rest. You carry so much. You try to be everything to everyone. But God never asked you to carry it all alone. And neither does she. She wants you to take the burdens you've been holding and place them at the feet of Jesus. Let him hold what you can't. Let him heal what you don't know how to fix. Let him bring peace to the parts of you that still feel scattered. Your mother has seen what it's like to be fully held by God. And now, her greatest desire is for you to know that feeling too. To know the calm that comes when you stop striving. To know the grace that covers your mistakes. To know the peace that doesn't leave when life gets hard. She wants you to feel the comfort of knowing that Jesus is not just near, he is within you. You don't have to have it all figured out. You don't need all the answers to begin healing. Your mother wants you to start by believing one small truth, that you are loved, right now, as you are. Not for what you do, or how strong you seem, but simply because you are God's child, and hers. That alone makes you worthy. She smiles when you laugh again. Even if the laugh is short, even if it comes with tears. She sees you reaching for hope again, and it fills heaven with joy. She sees you trying to rebuild, and she knows how brave that is. And even if you feel like you're not making progress, she wants you to know, your healing is happening. It doesn't have to look loud. Sometimes healing is soft, slow, and hidden, but it's there. She's proud of the person you're becoming. Not because you've moved on, but because you've moved forward. And there's a difference. Moving forward doesn't mean forgetting. It means honoring her by living. It means carrying her love into the lives of others. It means trusting that you're still here for a reason. She has seen your future in the light of heaven. She knows the joy that's coming. She knows the peace God is preparing for you. And though she cannot walk beside you as she once did, she walks with you now in spirit, in prayer, in love that never ends. She walks with angels, but her prayers still carry your name. Her heart is full, not with sorrow, but with the deep peace of knowing that God is not done with your story. Type 1111 if you believe in God's plan for your life. A simple but powerful 7-second at-home ritual, it's hidden in CIA files for years, is now changing lives rapidly. Backed by neuroscience research, it can begin shifting your financial direction in just days. Click the link in the description and comments now and step into abundance today. She watches you when you sit in the quiet, when the world grows still and your mind drifts back to her voice, her laughter, her familiar way of making everything feel like home. She sees how much you long for that comfort again, and she wants to tell you something beautiful: what she gave you in love did not die. It lives on. It breathes through you. It surrounds you in ways you can't always see, but you feel it, don't you? In the sudden warmth that comes without warning. In the peace that gently presses down on your chest when your heart begins to race. That is not your imagination. That is the hand of God. That is her love, carried by grace. Your mother knows how much you've been holding inside. The questions you never say out loud, the moments where you feel like you're going through life without direction, the ache of missing her so deeply it feels like a part of you is missing. And while she cannot take away every sorrow, she wants to remind you that Jesus can. She wants you to know that healing doesn't mean forgetting. Healing is remembering with less pain and more gratitude. Healing is learning to carry love in a new way, without bitterness, without regret, but with faith. She has seen the kindness you give others, even when your own soul feels tired. She's watched the way you've chosen to forgive, even when the wound is still fresh. She knows the sacrifices you've made, the prayers you've whispered through your tears, and the strength you've shown in your silence. She doesn't need you to do more, be more, prove more. She just wants you to breathe again. To smile again. To believe that you are not broken, only growing. Type 2020 to claim miracles. Your mother has seen heaven. She has walked through gardens that bloom in eternal light. She has heard the songs that angels sing when one soul lifts its eyes to heaven in faith. She has seen the throne where Jesus sits, eyes full of mercy, arms open wide. And in that place of unimaginable beauty, she still thinks of you. She speaks your name with joy. She asks God to protect you, to bless you, to lead you into everything you were created for. She knows this life can be hard. She remembers how heavy it felt sometimes, even in her own heart. She knows the loneliness that comes late at night, the longing that rises when everyone else seems to move on. But she also knows the truth you need to hold on to: God does not forget His children. He never has. Not for a moment. He knew your name before your mother ever whispered it. He loved you before you took your first breath. And He is still holding your future in His hands. She doesn't want you to give up, not on your faith, not on yourself, not on the beautiful life still ahead of you. There is more waiting. More laughter. More healing. More days where you'll feel light again. And those days won't come because you forced yourself to be strong. They'll come because you let God carry you. Because you leaned into grace instead of fear. Because you trusted that love, real, eternal love, never ends. Your mother wants you to start seeing yourself the way she sees you now, as a child of God, wrapped in light, walking through a world that tries to dim your shine. But you are not meant to hide. You are not meant to shrink back. You are meant to walk forward with courage, with faith, with the knowledge that heaven walks with you. She believes in your calling. Not just in what you do, but in who you are becoming. Every gentle word, every kind gesture, every time you reach out when it's hard, that is God's love moving through you. That is your mother's legacy living on through your heart. She wants you to know that what you do here matters. The way you love. The way you hope. The way you keep showing up when it would be easier to quit. She knows your heart has been through storms. But she also knows storms don't last forever. She's seen the light coming. She's seen the joy rising. And she's asking you now, hold on. Just a little longer. Keep your heart open. Keep your faith alive. Keep talking to Jesus like he's sitting right beside you, because he is. He always has been. Even when the silence feels too deep. Even when your prayers feel unanswered. Even when grief pulls at you in unexpected moments. God is still here. And your mother is still near. Through him, she is never truly gone. Her spirit is at peace, but her love is still alive, in the way you remember her, in the way you carry her values, in the way you speak gently to others when they are hurting. Let your life be a reflection of that love. Let her light shine through your kindness, your joy, your quiet strength. You do not need to be loud to be heard. You do not need to be perfect to be loved. You just need to keep going, even if all you can do today is whisper, God, help me. She is proud of you. Every single day. Not because you never fall, but because you always get back up. Because you keep loving. Because you keep believing. Because somewhere deep inside you, you still carry hope. Your mother, now wrapped in the holy peace of heaven, hasn't stopped loving you for even a second. She has seen you through every moment you thought you were alone, and she wants this next part of her message to remind you, heaven is watching, Jesus is near, and you are more loved than you've ever understood. Type Amen if you believe. There have been days where you've looked for signs, something, anything to reassure you that she's still close. A feather on the ground, a flicker in the lights, a scent that pulls you back to a memory. And in those moments, your soul quietly says her name. She hears it. God hears it. You are not imagining these things. You are being reminded that death didn't end the connection between your heart and hers. It only made it eternal. What if wealth was never about luck, but a hidden brain signal buried in CIA files? This frequency is opening doors, attracting opportunities, and changing lives quickly. Thousands are already using it to attract wealth like never before. Click the link in the description and comments now and activate the money-attracting brain wave today. She wants you to know that your grief is not a weakness, it's a measure of your love. She knows that healing doesn't come in straight lines. Some days feel okay, and others feel like everything inside you has shattered again. She's seen you go through those days, and still, you've gotten up. Still, you've cared for others. Still, you've tried to believe. That's not small. That's the kind of faith that moves mountains. She wants you to forgive yourself for not having said enough, or for the words you wished you'd said differently. She holds no bitterness, no sadness. Her heart is pure now, and all she feels is love, for you, for everything you tried to be, and even for the things you thought you failed at. She sees it all clearly now, and she wants to take the weight off your shoulders. She wants to tell you that you did enough. You loved enough. You were enough. Type 999 if you believe God's grace is enough. Your mother has walked through the gates of heaven and stood in the presence of perfect love. That kind of love doesn't fade. It only grows deeper. It has no end. She now understands how wide and how deep the love of God truly is, and it's that love she wants to send to you now. It's that love that wraps around you when you least expect it. It's that love that whispers peace into the storm that sometimes rages inside you. She sees the choices you make, the moments where you choose kindness over anger, where you offer patience when it would be easier to turn away. She sees the tears you wipe away before anyone notices. She knows the quiet strength it takes to live with a heart that has loved and lost. And she is proud. So proud. Not just of what you've done, but of who you are. Your mother knows now what really matters. And she wants you to stop chasing the approval of a world that never seems satisfied. She wants you to stop comparing your journey to anyone else's. You are not behind. You are not broken. You are walking the exact path God has laid out for you, and it is holy. Even the parts that feel messy, unclear, or painful, God is using all of it. She wants you to speak to God like she does now. Not with fancy words or perfect phrases, but with your heart wide open. Even if all you can say is, "Help me," that's enough. Even if all you can do is cry, heaven hears your tears. Jesus draws near to the broken-hearted, and he has never walked away from you, not once. She has seen the place being prepared for you. She has seen the table set. She has heard the music that will play when your name is called home. But she also knows that your story here isn't over yet. You still have people to love, prayers to pray, lives to touch, and joy to discover. She doesn't want you to rush through it. She wants you to live it. Fully, bravely, faithfully. Let yourself find joy again. Let yourself laugh without guilt. Let yourself smile without the fear of forgetting her. You won't forget. You couldn't if you tried. Her love is a part of you now. It's in your voice. It's in your smile. It's in the way you care for others. She lives in those moments. And that's the kind of eternity love brings. You were never expected to go through life without moments of sadness. But your mother wants you to know that sadness doesn't get the final word. Jesus does. And he is writing beauty into the pages of your life even now. He is mending things that felt too broken to restore. He is working behind the scenes in ways you can't yet see. She wants you to trust again. Not just in people, but in God. Trust that he knows the things you still don't understand. Trust that he is holding the parts of you don't know how to fix. Trust that he hasn't brought you this far to leave you now. Your pain is not wasted. Your tears have not gone unnoticed. Your heart is not too shattered to be made whole again.